Welcome to Art Ed Day here at LBMA. Docents get educated, friends and family alike, and I have my extra special hubby to help me video today, so I'm very happy.
On your chairs, you probably got a handout that gives you some information. I am very open and welcome to questions as I go along. Usually the questions are exactly the thing that I was meaning to say, but I forgot because I get so excited and involved in it. Right. So I've got these pigment sticks for you to use, and I've got 3 of those, so people can go over there and try it. You're going to put the tip of the pen sideways, gently, on the wax. Everybody can see that, but I'll do it twice or more. And it's going to pick up the wax into that nib. It just makes these beautiful lines. We'll make a little smiley face. So that's how it's done. You just pick up wax, draw. Oh, still going to try to do You'll notice that underneath I have this blue silpat or silicone mat. It can resist heat up to 250, 280 degrees, so it's a really good thing to have since there's a plastic table underneath. These I can get from IKEA cheap, or I can go to a really fancy culinary store and get them for a lot of money. So I go to IKEA. So you'll notice as I'm talking and I'm working slow and methodically, I covered the whole piece.
Now is that surface hot if you were to touch it?
It's warm now. It's just warm. But that's perfect because that's where I wanted it. I decided to be a little bit more like Eric Carley, who does those beautiful animals with his collaged abstract papers, and see what happens because I really love his work. So let's see. Actually, I think what I'm going to do is possibly cover most of the inside of here. Parchment paper is my friend. Because just rubbing them on there is not enough. I would end up with air bubbles, and if I get too many air bubbles, it could compromise the final painting. So this handy dandy frosting tool that I found at Walmart is what I use to press out my air bubbles. So every single piece you saw in my collages have been pressed into the wax. Okay, so I've pressed out the air bubbles, and now I'm going to use the wax medium to set it in there. And I'm going to choose this time to paint over the entire thing. I could have chosen just to paint over the pieces if I wanted to.
Yeah, it looks like you
It looked like, you know, oh, no big deal, there's only a few drips. But when I first started, my zone of working was a disaster, okay? Because I hadn't gotten the rhythm and the flow of my angles of my arm and my fingers and, yeah. So, yeah, you just kind of pick up knowing that type of stuff. I remember the first time I watched Daniela, and then I went back to my, you know, little work area, and I was like, I can do this. I needed the hours under my belt, just like she had.
Now, Suzanne, if you'd only done the red area that you just did now, wouldn't it be uneven then? I mean, could that be built up more or not significantly?
Yeah.
Or is that okay, perhaps?
It is okay, and it is going to keep building up different. But I used a whole layer of wax, and well, I'm going to fuse it again. Fusing just means I'm getting it to that point where it's shiny, and I have two choices at that point. I can just go to the shine and then move away, or I can linger just a little bit longer and get rid of my brush strokes. That is completely up to me. A lot of artists also use a heat gun, which is how I learned using encaustic. But what I found is the minute I learned how to use the torch, I was sold and I want to do this for the rest of my life. Not only do I like playing with fire, and I was always the campfire queen as a little girl, the tip of the heat feels like the most delicate paintbrush.
A very limited.
Yeah, that's kind of like, why would you make the encaustic paint and engrave it just to put paper over and put it through a press, which gives it the potential of it cracking or whatever. There's no reason why you couldn't do that, and I know artists who have, but it's kind of questioning, like, reinventing. Engraving works really well, and painting works, you know, so yes, it's possible. So yeah, you can. And then I set it in to make sure that the pigment drops down, just a little bit of a layer into the wax, and that's in there now.
Box not flat, in other words, to give it a relief.
But texture or relief?
Texture, yeah.
Absolutely. I prefer, because I'm showing you
The smooth one.
the collage today, I'm preferring to work on a smooth layer, but all that means is that you're working with the wax a little bit cooler, and I'll show you. I can even show you how that,
Like
what
a
that looks like.
quick demonstration. I
Yeah.
want to see how it looks. Yeah, thank you.
So somebody has a really good question, and I'm just going to show you because that's pretty exciting. 178, which is great. I'm definitely keeping it within our.
Oh, you don't even have to dunk it in there.
Yeah, it's a digital thermometer.
I have a digital, but you have to stuck it in the meat.
No, this one's also. Daniela asked a good question. She knows a lot of my work is smooth, and she wondered about, you know, what is it like if you want more of a texture or relief. And so I've got a cold panel here. Normally, to get the smooth, I'll use a panel that's been warmed up. And I've been talking with this out of the heat for a little while to show you how easy it is to make texture.
So you start it with the cold.
You just start it with cold, and
You have a little bit of.
and then you have texture.
Yeah.
I can do it one more time and then let you feel it. And
But
you can
is
feel the
this
difference.
another additive that you would put in to get even more texture? You see what I'm saying? Like,
No,
like,
because
like
I
on
can
an oil
just.
technique, you can have something that is like the, you know, the Renaissance of using the smooth.
No, because the more I layer this, and I have to say that not a lot of artists are going to work with it with the texture because it is much more delicate. Okay.
Wait, the texture's more delicate, or
Yeah.
Oh,
Then do
so
a smooth finish on it.
Yep.
so you destroy your texture if you overwork
Sometimes
it? Oh, I
do,
see.
just because I want it to be more. So you can go ahead and feel that. It's
It cools down.
it cools. Oh yeah, it's already cool.
Yeah, just touch it.
Yeah.
I don't think my camera picks that up.
It's
There we go, we got the
shadows.
fingers.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Fingers and stuff.
Oh, nice, yeah.
So I put a full layer of wax over the entire thing because I wanted to push all of it back just a little bit.
What do you mean by push it back? Make it deeper into the.
Push it back as in each layer of wax I add is gonna kind of hide the layer before for a little bit. You can still see that it's there, but it's just kind of making it feel more subtle to the eye. That's a better way to describe it. So one of the great questions I had was, do I always work with the background being just the white gesso and the building up? And to let you know that no, both of these were built up over a colored background. I have a myriad of choices. I can make it by painting in caustic wax and color. I can color the board itself with crayons or ink. I've done that. I've done some where I take my wood burning tool that I accidentally bought that I thought would work with the plastic, but it doesn't, and I'll actually not even gesso the board, and I'll burn into the board, and that'll be a design or a pattern that will always be there that will keep showing.
Right.
So I'll burn.
Is that something that you just automatically went to, or, I mean, consciously?
Yeah, I think it comes a lot from my background in graphic design and wanting to plan the page. And a lot of graphic designers do work in grids. Draw also right on here. I don't know what my drawing was, but let's say I want those windows back in there. Which is really
And it's
cool.
permanent just by doing that? You don't have to warm it up again?
No, in fact, when you're drawing and when you're coloring on the wax, you want it cool. This is an excellent one to use for it. I used it when it's still warm, and I ended up digging in and just making a mess. So ring of fire, I'm going to use a really low fire and kind of tap, that's too low. I'm going to tap it in. And that's set in there now. It's that easy. You can see it change a little bit and it's set in. Another thing that is super fun, the encaustic lets you use all sorts of kitchen tools, all sorts of fine art supplies, and you can also use all sorts of, some people have tried that, items you find in like craft and hobby stores. These are these like pearlescent powders that I can decide that I want it's a little bit of pearl happening on here just by the lighting in here is not perfect to see this. I could put more on. Is pantyhose. I'll show you how that is just like the coolest thing in the world. You see how this kind of has a milky look to it? Yeah. This one's been sitting around in my studio for like the last 4 days or so. When I use pantyhose, it's just a crazy use of pantyhose because I hate them and I've only worn them for one job in my past life. If I rub in circles, and I'm rubbing pretty hard, you can start to see it. Yeah, it totally.
Yeah, like buffing it.
This table is kind of wobbly to do this. I need to press pretty hard because that wax is already cured. But here you can see.
There, it's taking on that.
It takes all the sheen. I can keep that sheen as being a part of the work. If the work's been in my studio for 6 months and I'm going to polish it up really good before a collector puts it in their house, it should stay. It'll keep blooming. It is a natural product. Each of you feel that you can comfortably talk about what encaustic is and the versatility of it if you were asked questions, because we do have some encaustic pieces here at the Long Beach Museum of Art. Cool. And then the second one that I felt was the safety one. If anybody had any more questions or concerns about, what you've seen and how I've worked, or how would I set myself up at home, what's the basic kit, or if anybody had questions of that nature.
Really quickly, just say my name's Hogue. You heard that earlier. And I'm an environmental artist. My passion is nature and trying to find materials that other people think is waste and making something beautiful out of it. So I based my work on what comes in here on the coast, here in Long Beach, and then what I find under trees and so on. I grew up on an island between Canada and Michigan, and I had beautiful parents that allowed me the freedom to go in the 2 miles behind my house and build tree houses and so on. Yeah.
Explain to them again. What are
Okay,
they?
it's called the pitcher plant, and it's a carnivorous plant that actually eats insects and digests them.
Wow.
Like the Venus flytrap, that's another carnivorous plant, but certain plants have adapted and evolved in how to take insects in. Well, this one has if it wasn't dried up, it would be a green door that would, once the insect goes in, it shuts. And so now the insect's in there and the enzymes break down the insect. Isn't that cool?
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
it's one of those amazing plants.
very good.
Yeah, they're gonna.
Thank you.
You got it. You know what I mean? We're gonna have to get up in that tree house.
Break the fresh package.
You're not a good clean tree climber. You're gonna have to go up some form of steps or something. So.
All this creativity in action here. This is cool.
Cut my scarf about like this.
So, do you have something in your head to start with, or are you just starting, just letting it flow here? Just that's it. Good.
Disneyland, I just used to love to go up there.
Want to make your own tree house, Mike?
Here's an idea of some of the just love this.
But yeah, I mean, sometimes I build little like ponds at the base of the trees, put stones around maybe glue and everything.
So, did you have a vision before you started this, or is
The
this just
vision I
free
had was
flowing?
that I really like this shape coming out, so I'm trying to integrate these two together, but
Oh, I got it.
we'll see.
And then a mailbox. That's
I'm having glue issues
an
right
example of a mailbox. I've got the materials that you could
Thanks for doing
actually
this, Dave, that's really,
Oh, sure.
poke down into the foam board.
we love our videos.
I've been hearing about this for so long. I wanted to come and see it. She wanted some help, so.
No,
I don't know quite what I meant about pillows, but I can't.
I'm not sure I read it. I think he was trying to say to make a bed out of it.
Oh, okay.
Here, I've got the one thing that is stuck.
I really like that that really soft bark
Light
there.
bark, yeah.
Oh wow, it's so cool.
Those rippers running up from one level to the next. But inside I've got beds and bookshelves and little things to eat and stuff like that. I mean, other than doing art too, I'm also a dancer and a movement person. So I juggle and I do pantomime and I do stuff like that too. But yeah.
Why not?
Connie, you do live in a tree house.
She does live in a tree house. That's
I
right.
do. I live in a tree house, and maybe this will be an inspiration to decorate my house.
That's right. Very cool.
Yeah.
That's how long it takes for the glue to stick.
By the way, you're all here for a week. You're holding your glue.
It's treehouse camp. Look at that great fabric. Look how cute. Oh, look how fast you went.
My staircase, my flower garden,
Yes.
my shell garden.
See, you are artistic, my darling. Yes, you are.
Really cool. But yeah, the picture plan, that was just, you know, I found that all over here.
Nice colors.
It looks like it might catch on magnet or something.
Yeah. That's exactly what it does.
Oh, look how
It's a
cute. Need a little cute entryway.
Shuts the thing shut. Yeah, so it eats flies. Little shop of horrors. Yeah, like the Venus flytrap.
I'll take it. Yeah, take it.
I had a Venus flytrap and it caught like 4, daddy long legs or something, and it just killed it. It couldn't digest all of them.
It was a pig.
It was a pig.
One way nature, you know, adapts, and that.
See what happens when you eat too many things?
bunch of this stuff in my backyard.
Yeah, I have, I just planted, it's called everlasting, isn't it?
I don't know.
Everlast.
Everlast?
Yeah, they're dry, they're straw flowers.
No, yeah, I didn't know.
That's probably how they got that. Oh, look how cute this one is. Oh, they got like their whole environment going on.
They sure do.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Huh.
Little cover.
Wow.
And so let me see.
Remember, living food, living bodies, you know, all food in all of its energy and a source of energy, but you know, there's something about eating fresh stuff that keeps our bodies real healthy. So along with that, this isn't a nutrition class.
You know? Yeah, it looks like. We went right through there. And on the side of this, that was
On Broadway, yeah. Hey, Jenny.
What's your name?
Jennifer Hogue.
Jennifer Hogue. Are you an artist also?
Yes.
And what kind of art do you do?
It's a mixture of like everything. I do sculptures, I do paintings with found objects, I do cartoons, comic books.
Do you have a Facebook page? No.
Local
Are you, and then you show your stuff at local galleries? Very nice.
Number is 503211. Very
Awesome.
Perfect.
Ronnie gets the acoustic.